Hello everyone, welcome to A Foreigner Farming in the Philippines. This is probably going to be a long video and not of great interest to many of you, but it may be of interest to many of you. I've been on the fence whether or not to make this video for about a week. It took a little bit of researching to make it happen, and with my internet, such researching is difficult at best. This is going to be addressing the big brouhaha between myself, G.D. Meade, and Aussie William and Aussie Farming in the Philippines. I wanted to show you, I'm going to have to take this camera off the pedestal real quick. I wanted to show you the emails that I'm going to be referring to that were sent between Jeff and I. And these are them. As you can see, there's a lot of them. We've had a lot of correspondence going back all the way back to when he went by Stephen Gotcha and Pinoy Amigo Duterte. As you can see, many of them are multiple. There's multiple. Yeah, there we go. There's multiple videos in each thread, and there's a whole page of them. Haven't counted them. I don't know, 30 or 40 or so. Anyway, let me get this back around here. I haven't made this video because oftentimes it doesn't matter what you say, there's going to be a certain amount of people out there, the low information crowd, who aren't going to believe anything that, who just refuse to believe any facts that come along. They've already got their mind made up and it doesn't matter. But for those of you who were on the fence and were curious about exactly what happened and why I felt the way that I felt, this might shed a little light on it for those that are still have an open mind. I would like to begin by saying that I would like to apologize to William from an Aussie Farming in the Philippines. I had mixed him up with another William. I'm apologizing for calling him an idiot. The impetus behind that was that I had thought that he was someone that I had indeed helped in the setup of their channel with advice on how to make videos. Now I went through about 4,000 videos, or 4,000 emails several days ago, and came across, and while I was doing that, came across some videos from a different William. I believe it was William from a Brit engineer in Mindanao. I think that was the name of his channel, and I'm not 100% sure on that, but back in the recesses of my mind, I knew I had helped a William, and had just kind of thought that William Wilcox, as it turns out, was that William. And whenever you go out of your way to help someone and they return it with with being not so kind, it's a little upsetting. And so I called it like I saw it. but I had made a mistake. It was a different William. William Wilcox had never asked for any help with his channel or any advice on how to make videos, on the setup, or anything like that. So I'd like to apologize to William Wilcox for calling him an idiot and whatever else I said. I mean, I made that live stream, I don't know, like 10 days ago now. I'm not really sure, that sure anymore specifically what was in it. Regardless, I would like to apologize to him. William and I are never going to be buddies. There's still things about him that I don't care about. I don't care for. He's just not my kind of guy. But I'm man enough to say when I made a mistake, and I did make a mistake in William's case, and so I do apologize. Now, William and I have communicated by email, and he has asked that, well, he has proposed that if I take down my live stream video, that he will take down the other videos that he has made. You know, I've never taken a video down before, but in the interest of putting this all to bed, I would be willing to do that. Attorneys have already been involved. Well, on my end they have. I don't know about William. I'm not looking for a payday, even though I've been advised I could have one. I would just much rather put it all to bed. So I will, after this, after I post this, I will delete that the video in the live stream in question. So I wanted to make this video explaining the timeline of what happened with Jeff Mead and I, GD Mead. And the timeline is important because it shows why I was upset with GD Mead and why I felt and still feel like he didn't treat me fairly. So let's begin. I would like to say that one of the reasons I haven't made this video is that Jeff is not a well man, and I don't want to pile on any more troubles upon him than he has. I'm always kind of the opinion, just let things pass, let things slide over, everything will come out in the wash. But one of the impetus for making this video was my friend James yesterday, unbeknownst to me, made a video. James of Texas Filipino made a video with his take on the situation. I think it's good watching. I don't know how to put up links, but if you guys want to go check out Texas Filipino, he has made a video about the situation. So I'm going to go through these emails back and forth between Jeff and I. I don't have a printer, so I'm not going to print them up, and I'm not going to keep taking the camera down and showing you the emails. I'm pretty sure Jeff has them as well. If he disputes anything on these emails, he's free to do so. So, and I've made some notes here which I'm going to be referring to occasionally. So, on August 24th, Jeff contacted me and wanted to confirm my address, because I had sent him my address before. And I replied back that yeah, he had the correct address. And on the 25th of August, he sent me an email, which is as follows. I will be sending an LBC tracking number, which, when you get it, write it down and go to any LBC office anywhere in the Philippines, and you can pick up a remittance with your ID. Sorry, mate, I have to do it that way because of banking system here with some others who also chipped in. Organizing it was a job in its own from this end. Mate, I share your frustrations and annoyance with it all. Been there, done that many times in Cebu. Okay, I've never been a fish pen owner, but just the rice land by Ubay has driven me to near madness at times. I know full well that some expletives deleted will be the theme of the day here. I know full well the such and such involved in even the smallest things, and dealing with some Filipinos is worse than having a tooth pulled. If I have come on too strong in comments, it's just that frustration showing through. Remember, check your email on Friday for the tracking number for LBC. I am okay if you want to acknowledge a gift from a subscriber, but no names, huh? Not doing this for publicity, okay? Question mark. One thing understood is always known when living in the Philippines: budget either in dollars or pesos are a problem. Cheers, G. I'll go back to I am okay if you want to acknowledge a gift from a subscriber. Now let's go on. Now there's another one dated September 1st. Actually, August 31st is the next one. So 5 days later. Hi Brian, just ensuring, or 6 days later, I guess. Just ensuring you have seen the email I sent regarding that money, question mark. Please scroll down your emails to it and get the tracking number and collect the money from your local LBC office. Today is Monday. I sent it on Friday and not sure LBC will keep it much longer, question mark. I don't want 25,760 pesos being lost in cyberspace or over some dumb rule it was not collected in time or another silly reason, huh? If I do not hear back from you by Wednesday, September 2nd, I will go back to LBC here to try to reclaim it and send another time, okay, question mark. And then my reply, that was August 31st, my reply September 1st. Hey G, I was finally able to pick up your gift. Third time was the charm. 2 days in a row. Sorry, sir, no connection, sir. A slightly disparaging sentence about LBC. I will go to Tagbilaran either this week or next to see what kind of solar setup I can fix up for Gabriel. At least enough for lights and device charging, I'm sure. We will see. But I would like to get him a powerful enough setup for mini fridge and fan also. 2 reasons I won't go the generator route, and I guess I have skipped one here somewhere. Go back to my notes. Because we had discussed the generator, I think on August 28th. So let me go back and see if I can find that email. Oh, and I just exited out all of it. Well, that's not going to work. Let's see. Find one the 28th. That's the one the 28th. Ah, yeah, okay. Here's the one the 28th that I inadvertently skipped. The transferred amount was, this was from Jeff to me. The transferred amount was Australian 744. Including transaction fee, blah blah, which you can collect now at any LBC office. You got to tell them my name if they ask, okay? All this is my own cash, Brian. I was conned by others into a grander scheme. They have all backed out, so this money is from myself alone. Whatever motives they had, well, he's not being real kind to his parts there, so I won't read that. So, a handy amount of pesos. What to do with it? Question mark. After watching the battery debacle about power on Gabriel's pin, I thought, screw this, get a bloody generator. Then I thought, easy for me to say, what about the Quarta? So bugger it, Brian, I looked up Lazada.com Philippines, and I'll insert that other little video that I made. This is the only time that Jeff ever mentioned anything about Lazada Philippines, and this is the information that GD sent me in his email. I'll go on later to say for another reason why I was upset with both he and William. I don't know who was the impetus, but I'll cover that later. And saw several portable generators for sale from as low as pesos 5,000, but was interested in 2 or 3 between 20 and 25K. Plus, I know reasonable 3300 kVA Jennies are available between 20 and 25K at most hardware stores. Anyway, that was my intention. I hope you agree with it, or solar panels. Either way, I would like you to spend this money on infrastructure for the fish pen, but I really think having fast available power on hand is a good idea. The money is yours to spend, Brian. Cheers, G. So that was August 28th. Make sure I'm not skipping any here. Okay, it doesn't look like it. So, just to be upfront about it, I never asked Jeff for this money. It was a generous offer, but not asked for, and of no direct benefit to myself. I didn't even know what this money was for until after I got it. And then he says he wants it to be spent on a generator. Now, I sent him an email saying why I didn't want to do a generator, and that's the one I'm looking for now. And for some reason, I don't think I can pull it up. But Jeff read portions of that email on his live stream, I guess it was, on his new channel. Even though I went through and saved every email that we had sent back and forth, I don't have that one, it seems. Or I don't have it right at I don't have it in my saved file. But I put all these into a file. And it's not here in the list. And strangely enough, when I put all those emails into this file, they disappeared from my inbox. So I can't find it here. Philip Rizzuto was here, and we were even finding them in the file was a challenge. Anyway, suffice it to say that I gave Jeff reasons why I did not want to use a generator there. They're noisy. You know, when I first started my ice cream truck business, you know, like 35 years ago now, we first used generators before inverters were commonly used. And they're noisy. They burn a lot of fuel for the energy you get out of them, and they don't last that long. A generator being used 8 hours a day every day will last about 6 months, and then you got to replace it because the motor gives up. I didn't want. I know I just read that email. I just read it, and I'd like to find it. There it is, right here. All right. This is September 1st that I wrote back to G. Now this is after I'd picked up the money. Oh, I was just reading it. Okay. At least enough for lights and a charging, I'm sure. Two reasons I won't go the generator route. Number one is I don't trust Gabriel to run one outside. I am very sure as soon as my back is turned, he would have it running inside the shack with his kids breathing the exhaust, just like the air compressor. We have a gas-powered air compressor out at the fish pen. And, you know, I've basically ordered Gabriel several times to take it outside of the caretaker's house when he's using it. And every time he uses it, he fires it up inside the shack. So I'll tell him again, take it outside. And that's why I say, because Gabriel there is often with his wife and his children, and they don't need to be breathing the exhaust from a generator. Because I know Gabriel. Gabriel's a great guy, but he's hard-headed to the extreme. Two is that they are not cheap to run, as gas is expensive here and don't really last that long. Also the noise. You can hear a mouse fart out there at night, and if you are paying attention, you can hear someone swimming. And with a few million pesos of fish cruising around, it's good to hear someone swimming at night. With your blessing, I would like to get him a gas bottle and a burner for cooking. The wood cooking fire on a bamboo platform next to the bamboo shack is also a little much for me. We will see. As always, I have a larger wish list than the budget allows, but this will go a long way. Thank you. So the whole premise was this, is that Jeff didn't, I'm sure he wanted it to be like Christmas. He wanted to just send this money and say, oh, yeah, here you go, get a generator. But he didn't talk to me about it beforehand. If he had said in the beginning, I want to send you money for a generator, I would have told him why I didn't want a generator, and why I wanted to go with solar. And, you know, whether or not he accepts my reason or not, that's what it is. September 1st, Great news, you got the Quartamate. I was getting worried it went off into cyberspace. Yes, I understand about Gabriel. A good man, but like us all, has limitations. Trust me, I have plenty of my own. I do hope you can get something organized for lights out there with the Quarta, and you are on the same mind as me about a gas bottle and cooker for him. I was just thinking that the other day. Crikey, a fire on the water tempting a fate. I wouldn't want to see that happen for sure. So that would probably make him very happy. The rest of this email is fairly personal. It's personal details about Jeff that I won't go into because he hasn't gone into it, so I guess he doesn't want it gone into. Suffice it to say that Jeff isn't a well man. And I think this is an email that he feels strongly that I should have replied to, but I didn't. You know, there's now there's only 2,535 emails in my inbox. There always is, so it is what it is. So moving along. Go back to these here. Now, the next time I heard from Jeff was September 10th. And all he sent me was an email inviting me to a video meeting. And I didn't see that video, or I didn't see the email until the time frame for the video meeting was already gone. And I didn't contact him either. Now, this is the we're getting now to the why I was upset with him. He had seen a video I think I posted on the 20th with Philip out at the fish pen about the difficulties and the logistics of getting the fish to Cebu. And so he reached out to me to help me out trying to get the fish sold in Cebu. And so this is that email. I'm going to scan it real quick here to make sure there's nothing that he wouldn't want anyone to hear. Brian, going out on a limb here, as I can understand what you will think of this idea proposal. I am, as you know, the very first to tell everyone, in caps, watch out, and I am glad you also think that way. As I just watched Phil interview you at the fish pen and heard you saying about seeing off the fish to Cebu and waving bye-bye. I fully agree. What, however, if you had someone there to trust to oversee the deal? Not handle any cash, you send the fish with the arrangement to have any sale funds wired to you, no one comes back with a bag full of Quarta scenario. I have such a person I absolutely, implicitly trust to do that for you. Yes, you are already poo-pooing the idea, I know. You don't know me, we have never met, and 500K is a lot of Quarta to trust anyone with, let alone a stranger. I fully understand and agree. He goes on to talk about people he knows, how to verify he is who he says he is, and it's just him reaching out to me to offer some help. and that was dated September 21st. September 26th is my reply. Hi G, sorry for the slow reply, not only to your most recent email, but the others as well. And that was the one that I'm referring to, the one that he sent on September 1st. I am very interested in getting something worked out, and time is of the essence. Do you have any contacts at the Pasile fish market? It won't do any good to ship the fish if there is no buyer waiting. And his reply the same day, Brian from the horse's mouth, Pasile is a den of thieves and rip-off merchants. My wife's brother-in-law is a past fish pen owner on Mactan, and he says do not trust any deal or advice you get there at Pasile. Brian, my family in Cebu on Mactan Island are all fisher people and have been for many years. I can only go by what they say. They sold their own catch at Tacan markets at Pilipog, Cordova for years. No middleman, and tell me that is the worst way to make deals on your fish, as they buy for 95 pesos a kilo, and in half an hour the same fish are on sale at his market stall for 150. My bro-in-law is out of the game now and has been for about 2 years, but says it's still the same. Bosses run it all, and it is a closed shop. He says any foreign seller is taken as a fool to be ripped off. If you can't yourself negotiate with the buyers, you get screwed. No respect for foreigners, and none at all for surrogates or someone called representing an owner-seller. So sending Marcel would not be a good idea. My Sawa asked her sister about a buyer from a foreigner on Bohol with sea-penned and raised stock. She said she will ask her contacts. And then he goes on about I will let you know what she says soon. Until you yourself feel confident dealing personally with the buyers at this Pasile market, my bro-in-law says watch your back. Keep 2 eyes on everything, and also maybe a hidden camera. Get everything in writing before doing any cash handover. Once they pay whatever you accept is final, and be very wary at all times of scales being underweight and boxes or fish going missing. He said theft at those markets, especially from bulk sellers, is par for the course. Keep your eyes open. So all in all, mate, for me, I would not go near the place. However, you need to sell your fish. I have, like I said, some pretty hard guys in my family, well-known enforcer types. You want security? I can get you guys who will bolo the crap out of anyone you point a finger at. My bro-in-law, well, I won't mention his name, and he goes on to list this guy's qualifications. So this is September 26th. Now, this is important because Jeff and I are having communication back and forth. And when he contacted William, William made his video on September 25th about someone who had contacted him about how they had sent money to someone, and everyone knew it was me, for a project, and the project had never been completed, with no thank yous and no mentions. As you can see from the previous emails, Jeff didn't want to mention, and it left it up to me whether or not I was going to say if there was a donation involved or not. I had planned on laying everything out once it was done, but there were things there were things still going on that hadn't come to fruition yet. It wasn't the setup wasn't complete, and so I hadn't said anything about anything yet. But the thing is, this email is dated September 26th. William made that video is e-begging the new scam in the Philippines or something on September 25th. So Jeff had already gone behind my back to William with his concerns. And Jeff's big thing is that I hadn't contacted him about what was going on. You know what? In this email right here, he doesn't mention anything about, hey, what's going on with the money I sent. And in the email he sent me on September 10th, he didn't mention anything about, hey, what's going on. I didn't contact him about what was going on, but he never asked what was going on. And instead of asking, he went behind my back, I'm sure talking crap to William, and that's what I found so offensive, and what frankly pissed me off. And that's why when I was asked what was going on by Wes on the live stream, I said what I said. You know, if you've got a problem with me, the best thing to do is just send me an email, and let's talk about it. Don't do an end around and complain to someone else when you haven't even complained to me. You know, I made a video on September 20th with Philip Rizzuto and Gladys, which he referenced. You know, it is what it is. Instead of hashing things out with me, he went whining to someone else. And William, being of the mindset that he is, has a negative opinion of me. And so he took the, you know, oh wow, he took the ball running. You know, William also made a second video. I don't remember. I think it was October 2nd that he posted that. That Jeff had sent me links to Lazada with the tracking, or not the tracking, but the code items, links to everything. Jeff has said that, you know, I could get a whole system for 12,000 pesos. He told William that, so there was enough for 2 systems. I never saw the link for it. Why? Because Jeff never sent it. The only link Jeff ever sent me was LazadaPH.com, which I already had. I don't know if Jeff had told William that he had sent me the specific links for the items in question, or if William was the one who had embellished that Jeff had sent me the specific links, but it never happened either way. So that is September 26th. And this is September 28th. This is after William had made his first video on the 25th. You were quite, let's see, and I haven't read this one in a while, so Brian, I am gutted with your attitude. You were quite happy to accept the Quarta for a specific project and did not use it for that for several weeks. Yes, you sent me a nice email saying thanks for the money. You have not advised the viewers at any time your power situation at the fish pen has been fully paid for by a donor. Well, yeah, you're right, because it wasn't finished yet, and you left that choice up to me whether to say it was paid for by a donor or not. Yes, only a donor, not me personally, as I told you right from the start. No need to mention my name. I am not out for fame on a YouTube channel. You said nothing for several weeks after getting the cash, did nothing, and never told me your plans, which would be the right thing to do. Well, I did tell you my plans. I told you that I had to clear everything. Did I read that email that I sent to him? That it would take a week or two. I don't think I did. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. So maybe, I don't know. I can't find that email now. They're not in order here. Suffice it to say that I told. Oh yeah, here it is, right here. Well, let me go back to the September 28th. Email. And I know this is all complicated and I'm not presenting it well, but anyway. You have not advised the viewers at any time your power situation on the fish pen has been fully paid for by a donor. Yes, only a donor, not me personally, as I told you right from the... okay, I read that. You said nothing for several weeks after getting the cash, did nothing, and never told me your plans, which would be the right thing to do. Instead, you go out and buy overpriced stuff you can get way cheaper off Lazada. Maybe, sort of. Which I notified you of many times, including the second, which I notified you of many times. Now, once you sent me a link to Lazada PH, and just Lazada PH. There were no specific links in anything that you sent. I'm going to insert this in as well somewhere. I've been to Lazada so many times, the link actually comes up on my computer. So, Lazada PH. We've got blazing fast internet this morning. So, we'll do a search here on Lazada. And you can see all my searches here. Alright. So, this is the link that GD sent me, which I already had. I already had Lazada.com. So you type in solar systems. And this is what comes up. Connectors, wires, a controller, still loading. This one comes up a lot. Solar system, dual USB, 40 watt solar panel plus 2000 watt inverter. Same thing here. It lists panels. There was one in particular that I've seen, and these are all, you know, they're all pretty much the same. There's a little 600 watt grid tie inverter for 3,400 pesos. Solar power system, blah blah. There's a 1,000 watt grid tie for 5K. It's not. That's the thing with Lazada. Every time you do a search, you get something different. We'll pull this one up before I try to go to another page. And it's on sale for $28.82. The point I'm trying to make is, where's the I wanted to show it says features good important specifications. Solar panel, 40 watt operating voltage, 12 volt, voltage 5 volt. Yeah, and see that's not correct either. Open voltage on just about any panel is close to 20 volts. Power inverter, 2,000 watt size, 17 by 9 by 5 centimeters. It's like a big pack of cigarettes. It'll show some things here that I've looked at before. And it's not going to. The point I'm trying to make is that that inverter is not 2,000 watt. It's probably 200 watt. Let's go to page 2 here and see if the one that that illustrates better. Yeah, this one here. And this one's also for 3,795 pesos. They're calling this a 1,500 watt inverter. What I want you to notice is the size of the plug on this. This is for an electrical plug. This whole thing here is a little bit wider than my thumb, and then it has, you know, the other parameters. So that is about the size of a pack of cigarettes. Now I know technology advances, all that, blah blah blah. There's no way that's a 1500 watt inverter. That is probably a 150 watt inverter. It's about the size of a pack of, maybe a thick pack of cigarettes. And that's why I'm so reticent to buy things off of Lazada, because the sellers just outright post things that are lies. There's no way that's a 1500 watt inverter. Because I bought an inverter off of Lazada, the last one that I bought that was supposed to be 10,000 watts. That's maybe 750. 60 amp. Yeah. See, at least they're listing the voltage here correctly at 21 and 18. Peak output power 3000 watts, rated output power 1500 watts. Nah. It's just to get anyone to believe that. I mean, just 1500 watts of power going through something the size of a pack of cigarettes. You know, a toaster is red hot inside, and they're, you know, the size of a toaster and how hot they can get, and you know the size of like a toaster, and they're only 750 watts. So that's just, you know, the fan on it would have to be 4 times bigger than the inverter itself. Now I have gone down through, here's a 1000 watt inverter for that looks almost exactly like the inverter that I bought that was supposed to be 10,000 watts. The one that is in the well right now. So I could scroll through these. I've gone up to page 10. It's not all. I've gone up to page 10. My internet connection is too frustrating. And in all those, it even gets, there was never any other solar system on here that was any larger than either of those that I just pointed out. There was a wind and solar that was 400 watt wind and 200 watt solar, but nah, never sent the links that he for specific items, and if he did, I certainly would have followed up on it, because this is the kind of garbage that I have to look at when I go to Lazada.com. And you see the search I did, solar systems, and it's mostly just components. Then include secondhand old parts you had lying around instead of using the money to buy new good stuff. And leftover is a huge part of the donation. Where the hell is that being spent? Where is the touted video of a surprise for Gabriel which never came? That was the gas bottle and the cooker. Sorry, Brian, this is the end for me, and I have faithfully followed you from day one with all support. Hell, Brian, I even set you up with the best fish selling help on Cebu you were ever going to get. You never even replied. I am very annoyed with you, Brian, and I hope you told Jay about the money, as I sure he will be, and maybe he, what? I'm sure he will be, well, the sentence is not put together well. He's just wanting to know, he's just saying that I'm sure Jay would like to know why the solar setup isn't a good one, instead of that Mickey Mouse setup when it was well and truly paid for. By all means, send me an email with a reply, but after waiting just on 4 weeks with no word at all about anything, I gotta say you are on very thin ice with me. Back in Cebu around February, according to our government, that is when the first internet, don't want to scap, but your absolute silence and minimum spend of the quarta on a poor system for the fish bin is not acceptable. Your viewers may or not agree, but I am sure a lot will be quite surprised to hear all of this, ? You can block me from your channel, but remember the PI and the vloggers are all a tight community. Everyone watching yours watches everyone else's. Common decency would be a reply, I think he meant of your inaction to send the money, I think he means to spend the money in full on what it was sent for. I expect to hear from you soon, or if not, put the slap bang into, or if not, put you slap bang into that Terry Flannery's tech category, or is it Terry Martin? He's your mate, you should know, ? Now this was after William had already made his video. And so I replied back the next day, September 29th. You have some nerve, G. If you had qualms or questions about how fast or what I was spending the money on, or what I was spending the money you sent on, you should have contacted me directly with those concerns, not send an email to that expletive deleted from an Aussie farming in the Philippines, crying that I basically stole the money from you. And then I'll skip the part which I was unkind to William in this email. Now on to you. Nothing happens quickly in the Philippines. If anyone should know, it's you. Lazada is expletive deleted. 7 times I've ordered things from Lazada, and 7 times I didn't get exactly what I ordered. So I would much rather spend a little extra and be able to personally inspect what I am buying. To buy the things I needed for the solar setup required a trip to Tagbilaran. Such a trip requires a whole day, in caps, meaning it must be planned out, and nothing, also in caps, for a whole day requires my attention at the farm. That is why it took a while to coordinate. Well, they didn't have exactly what I needed at Behold Solar. So So I'm having a friend order a small wind generator and a larger inverter and gel battery from AliExpress, and that never came to fruition. So I put in an order to Lazada on a hope and a prayer for a bigger inverter. The shipping, when you buy a battery online, the shipping is just insane because batteries are heavy. So buying a battery online is not an incredibly efficient way to do it. I found some batteries locally that would be okay, and I had intended to buy one of those when the inverter that I'd ordered from Lazada showed up. So now you know. I'm a busy man. I don't have the time to keep you apprised of what I am or am not doing just for kicks. But if you had simply asked, I would have filled you in about what was going on. But you didn't ask. You went behind my back, whinging to someone who wants nothing more than to see my channel shut down. And I still think that's the case. And then you snidely put me in the same lane as Terrence, ? Then go on to basically threaten me by saying what a close-knit community the Philippines and YouTube is, ? Really? ? I could give a expletive deleted about other channels or anyone in the Philippines. Unforgivable. With friends like you, I don't need enemies. It is an unexpected expense, so it may take a month or so, but I have your information so you can expect the money you sent to be returned in full. That way you won't have to worry about it. I never asked for it anyway. What is your preferred form of remittance? And I asked that, he had mentioned in his live stream, if I had his information, why would I be asking? And as it turns out, he sent the money LBC and wanted it back Western Union, which is often the case, and that's why I asked. So back to the solar system. I did use cobbled together parts. I bought a solar panel and a controller at Behold Solar. I could have got them cheaper on Lazada. If I'd wanted to wait a month for him to show up and maybe get what I had ordered. I have since canceled, he didn't know what was going on because he didn't ask. I had a inverter on order from Lazada which would have powered a mini fridge. I had spent I don't know, I'm thinking like 10 or 12K so far when he started running around, running his mouth. And the inverter was another 8K, and the battery, I think, was 4,200 pesos. So all the money was going to be spent specifically for that solar setup. But again, I wasn't doing things fast enough for Jeff. And so he basically went trolling behind my back, and it's unfortunate, that he felt the need to go behind my back, and without reaching out to me first, with specifically asking me what was going on, and that's what I was upset about. So I don't know, I've spent a long time making this video. I don't know how clear it has made anything. If anyone has any questions, and there's other stuff that I was going to go over, but honestly I'm tired, and there's you can hear the pigs hollering. It's lunchtime, I've got things to do. Anyone who has any other questions, feel free. One thing I will say, both to Jeff and William, you guys are both kind of new to the world of YouTube. There are people out there who hate their lives and hate everyone else. And I guess I say there's a couple kinds of trolls. The ones that are just hateful and their glass is always half empty rather than half full. And the others who are the D- crowd, I call them. You know, a passing grade is a D minus, 65%. So that means you can take in 100% of the information and only get 65% out of it, and that's a passing grade in school. There are people out there who, and a perfect example is the video that James from Texas Filipino made. Corey Johnson, I'll mention his name, saw the video and got it absolutely 100% backwards and left a comment. You guys can go look at it. And it happens a lot. I'll make a video, just say about a piece of property and list the size and the price and where it is, and I'll get 10 comments and a few emails on where's the property, what's the price, and where is it located. For whatever reason, people just don't pay attention, or it doesn't sink in. And trolls can be in that same category. And when it happens over and over and over and over again, with thousands of videos that you're only getting 65% of the information out of, your perception of things can be a bit skewed. The others are the ones who just make up outright lies for drama. William has said he's had emails from people saying that they sent me money for barrels for the fish pen. No one's ever sent me any money for barrels for the fish pen. What else? It's been so long now. Well, they sent me money for other stuff, blah blah blah. You know, the crux of it is that William and many others think that there's just a ton of money coming in here from multiple donors for the same project, blah blah blah. It's not the case. We've had these are the projects that we've had funded here by someone else, and none of those were asked for by myself. Russ offered to pay for Tatai Williams' shop, and due to COVID and family issues, he wasn't able to completely fund it. Totally understandable. We appreciate what he was able to send. Everything that he sent for that was spent for that. Various people have sent money for Consing and IPI. All that money has been given to them, 100% of it. There was something else that I'm trying to remember that was mentioned in one of Williams' videos, either by him directly or by comment, but I can't call it up. The other is Kathy, and many of you know her by the handle Ain't Misbehavin', sent money to have Sweetie spayed. You know, again, it's the Philippines. Things take time, and they don't often go according to plan. While the gift that Kathy sent was much appreciated, you know, I can't make things happen that can't happen. Many people have said that spaying and neutering is free in the Philippines, and I guess it is. In our particular case, it happens twice a year, and the municipality pays for it twice a year. You know, can't wait 6 months. The thing is that when they have one of these spay and neutering clinics, they don't notify anyone. As far as I know, no notice goes up. I've been here 3 years and I've never heard about one. I just found out about it from my vet, because I told her I've got a lot of dogs that need spayed, and had asked her about the spaying, and she informed me, it is, and it is free, but it's twice a year. And how do you find out about it? I said, well, you got to go down to the municipality and tell them that you want to be put on the list, and then they'll notify you when they're going to have one. Okay, well, now I know. What else? Bottom line is there's just not a ton of money rolling in here for multiple projects. I never ask anyone for anything. Again, the whole solar setup was for Gabriel's benefit, not mine. I don't stay out there. I'm not out there at night. I don't need the light. I only accepted the money because it would enrich Gabriel's life a little bit. Same thing with the shop for Tatai. I'm not going to use it. The farm may use it occasionally, but the shop was for Tatai, not for me. The spaying and neutering, well, yeah, or the spaying does directly benefit me. Now, I have since blocked Kathy from our channel, Ain't Misbehaving, because while I appreciate her gift, I had told Kathy she had sent money specifically to have our dog Sweetie spayed. I took her down to get her spayed. She hadn't had her rabies shot yet, so before the vet would handle her, she gave her rabies shot. She wouldn't do anything unless she was up to date on her rabies vaccinations. And then I had to wait 2 weeks. And did a video and informed, it's plain to see. Well, during that time, she came into heat. This vet will not spay if a dog is in heat. Her explanation is that the uterine lining is too thin at that point. The blood flow has increased, and the chance for a bleed out is exponentially higher. So that's why she won't do it when a dog is in heat. Again, have to wait. And so in that month or 6 weeks, then Sweetie got pregnant. Sweetie stays down at Tatai and Jen's. I had left instructions that any dog comes into heat, put it in Tatai's shop, but as with many things around here, that memo was not followed to the letter. The thing with Kathy is that while I appreciate the help, just because how things are progressing is not good enough for you, doesn't mean that you get to come on the channel and make snide, rude, disparaging comments, and it especially doesn't mean that you get to go to other channels and make even worse. So that's why you were blocked from our channel. She has since sent me an email saying that she no longer wants to have the money spent on spaying and neutering, or neutering Sweetie. She wanted it for one of the other dogs, but she's just given up and wants me to pass the money on to Gina so that she can give the money to Buchok's son, who has hydroencephalitis, which is the same thing that baby Faith had, and I will do so. The whole premise that I'm taking money here, duping people into sending me money, is just false. When I say that there's no budget for something, it doesn't mean I'm asking people for money. It just means that there's no budget for something. And in a way, when I make a video, I invite anyone to go back through the comments. I get 2 or 3 different kinds of comments. You should do, you should buy, or you need to do. In every video, there's at least 1 and maybe 25 comments on something that I should spend money on. And so I try to be preemptive in that, in telling people that there's no money for it. But they'll still say, I mean, I was going to make a video about, go back through videos of all the things people suggest that I buy, cementing the Azola pits, a rototiller, a tractor, it just goes on and on and on, about all the millions of pesos that people think I should spend. And so I just up front tell people now there's no budget, so maybe they won't leave such a comment that you need to buy this or you need to do that. I'm not asking people for money. I never ask people for money. All these things were done by people who offered, and I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Times are tough. I'll accept it. Some people seem to think I should apologize for having a successful and profitable YouTube channel. It's not going to happen. It is what it is. YouTube supports this farm because of the fact that ASF and COVID have made pig farming difficult, to say the least. There was an article in the Behold Chronicle of abandoned pigs found dead, and I know of a large piggery near here who just turned their pigs out. Just let them out, let them go, and anybody who wanted one, just go throw a rope around it and take it home and have some dinner. Things have been tough, but I haven't asked anyone for anything, and I don't plan on doing so. I kind of lost my train of thought rambling on there. But and the other kind of troll is that no matter what you say or no matter what you do, they have a negative connotation, and will just read into it the worst thing possible. And I think G.D. Meade falls into that second category. He is so, like many others, fixated on Terrence and Beth. I mean, he said right in his live stream that it doesn't matter what anybody says, doesn't matter what anybody does, what kind of evidence is shown. He thinks Terrence and Beth are scammers, and it doesn't matter what anybody says. He'll never change his mind. So therefore, I'm thinking he's of the mindset that there's a scammer under every rock, and William could be in the same category. He thinks that anyone, maybe they both think that everyone is just out to try to get on the take. Well, that's not the case here. I'm just trying to get all my points across. I know I'm rambling a bit. I'm not going to edit this video. It is what it is, so it's going to be a long one. What else did I want to cover? Maybe I'll edit this thinking part out. I will say on the solar setup, there were plans for another inverter, a larger inverter, and for a larger battery that would have completed the setup and spent all the money, and I'm sure it was something that Jeff would have been happy with. It just didn't work out. Jeff's not well. I don't wish him any ill will, but like I just said, it's unforgivable, him going behind my back and beginning all this drama. So Jeff and I are done. I wish him well, but there's no going back from this. If anyone has any specific questions about something that I should address in this long video and I haven't, leave it in a comment or send me an email, and I will address it. I'm going to end this up because those are all the notes that I've made. There's one more thing. I'm not going to end it up. People seem to think that little Charlie's not having a good morning. People seem to think that I've got something to hide because I block people from the channel. This isn't while it's a YouTube channel, it's not a public forum. Let's put it that way. This is my YouTube channel, and I'm in charge of it. If you invite someone over to your house on Friday night and for dinner, and they come in and go, man, your carpet's dirty and this house stinks, and by the way, your wife is fat and ugly. Are you going to invite them back the next week for dinner on Friday night? I don't think so. And it's the same thing with comments. If people are going to be negative and use profanity and say disparaging things about me or other people, guess what? You're gone. I have no qualms whatsoever about deleting comments and blocking people. If you want to talk crap, do it somewhere else, because you're not going to do it here. And that's the way I feel about it. If you disagree, guess what? Too bad. Because I run this channel, and bottom line is, if you want to participate in foreigner farming in the Philippines, be cordial to me and to other commenters. Don't use profanity. And if you have a real bone to pick with me, do it privately by email. Because I have no qualms whatsoever about blocking someone. I block people every day. I've got to go see what's wrong with Charlie. Anyway, thank you everyone. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.